All right, thank you for your comment. I'll try not to be too long on it because there'll be a lot to go over. Now I'm gonna skip things that are going to be like non-provables at this point because there are still some things that need actual real-world testing with the Cybertruck, such as the tire size. Some people have discussed that the tire size is too small for the truck and are expecting tire burnout between 20 and 50,000 miles. Some saying you could maybe hope for 70 something thousand because the tires are too small for the Cybertruck. Now that's, in my opinion, hearsay at this point. I will reference you to a channel on TikTok here called Moles Are Cool. He does a good job of covering this. I'll go ahead and tag him in the bottom of this video so you can go check out his channel. I encourage you to do so as it explains issues in much more detail than I can. He essentially has a whole series over the Cybertruck and over Tesla vehicles. I'm going to focus on stuff that's been reported, and keep in mind that a lot of the problems with the Cybertruck are related to Tesla as well. You can't really fully understand the issues with Cybertruck until you understand the problems with Tesla's other vehicles. So I'm going to start putting some articles up here. So the first thing to understand is that regardless of what problems this truck has, Tesla is going to blame the users, and they're going to try to get out of any legal issues they're going to have by just blaming the users, which we've seen here, both with parts and reliability of the vehicle. That's going to be a thing, and unfortunately the Tesla fanboys are going to be jumping to Elon's defense every time something goes bad with this vehicle that shouldn't have been a problem to begin with. The design of the Tesla is bad from the start, and I have articles that reinforce that. You can look these up. These are Googleable. You can find the entire articles in their entirety. I'll just put myself in the center here so it looks like Elon's just scowling at me. But basically, they created a secret term to suppress thousands of driving range complaints, and that same team will most likely be handling range complaints with the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck itself has like 340 miles of range. That's without being tested with a load. So we haven't seen numbers on what having a full load on a Tesla looks like. In addition to the bed size being small, you can get an extra battery to up you another 130 miles in range, but then you have essentially no truck bed in the Tesla at that point. It's already laughable. I did a video not too long ago where it showed a Christmas tree hanging out the back. Keep in mind the comparisons that people make to the Cybertruck or the F-150. They do that because that's what Elon used as the comparison for the Cybertruck was the F-150. I don't know if he specified a year, but most people are going like a 2021, 2022, that range. But 2023 is the full electric option with Ford's F-150. Now, if you search around, let me move myself here, you'll see that there are multiple safety concerns about the Tesla, its shape and design. So it has no crumple zones, if you don't know that. There are no crumple zones on the Cybertruck. There are areas that are supposed to shatter on the undercarriage, but that's not safe. Now, there was an accident recently in California. It was the Cybertruck versus a Toyota Corolla. Corolla, not a truck. We're talking the sedan, the Toyota sedan. All of the drivers in the Corolla were fine. No injuries. The car was beat up. It's gone. It's a total loss. While the Cybertruck got minimal damage, and just for reference, that image you're seeing there, that's the Corolla, the front end. The drivers were fine because that car's got crumple zones. The driver in the Tesla was reporting injuries, neck injuries. That's not good for a truck, right? I would expect that an F-150 slams into a Toyota Corolla, that the drivers would be gone in the Corolla. Not that the drivers in the Corolla would be, fine, and the guy in the truck would have neck injuries. So, and it was a siding thing. They're saying that the car veered into the Cybertruck. That seems pretty bad considering that, the driver got hurt that way. The whole accident in itself is just kind of awful. They're expecting that worse will come up. I'm going to put another article up here. This is one article out of many, but essentially a lot of safety experts are concerned that because of the design of the Cybertruck, that if somebody is hit by it, they'll be just instantly unalived because it does not take any account for safety into mind. If you're a driver of a Cybertruck and you hit any object, there's concern that the truck body may look fine, but since you're not being protected internally, an airbag is essentially useless at this point in the Cybertruck. That's what's been stated there. And all of this kind of culminates into one final piece here, because again, I can keep going on about these, but one final piece. Let me switch to another article, which is that Elon Musk already knew this, and so did Tesla. There's another article, I don't know if I grabbed that one, but he wrote a memo to the designers, to his staff. They already knew there were problems with the truck. They just weren't going to fix it. He had oversold and overpromised a product that was never actually supposed to release. If you go back, the Cybertruck was delayed so many times, and it wasn't because of a fact of it just takes so long to produce. That's not it at all. I'll have a couple more final pieces to put up here, but they knew it was problematic, and the only way they can fix it is with a complete redesign. But so much money was already wasted on the abomination this thing is, that in order to fix it, it has to be redesigned. And if they did, I just have this feeling it's going to look more like an F-150, because Elon didn't reinvent the wheel. He just took what already worked and made it work worse, is all he did. And that's seen in their cars and everything else too. It's not that great. Let me go to another article. This article is talking about the alpha version, but it's important to note that, you know, they knew there were design issues completely with safety and everything else, but pushed for it anyway. Even though they were at the point of just having the alpha version and they could have made these changes, he made the choice not to. He made the specific choice not to. This article by Wired has a copy of parts of a memo from Tesla to the staff. And then moving on to this infamous clip, and please keep in mind that Elon is the one who wanted us to compare the Cybertruck to the F-150 and say it was better than the F-150, yet a Cybertruck got stuck in the snow and had to be pulled out by an F-150. I have seen too many articles where there's just fanboys trying to defend this, saying, oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of, it's not a problem, it's an excuse because this, and this. I wouldn't take a Cybertruck out in any rough terrain. It is a pavement princess vehicle, to quote Moles Are Cool. It really is. It's meant to only be on the pavement. Any testing that was done with the Cybertruck for off-road was done in a very controlled environment, and even then it got stuck. There are multiple videos you can find where Tesla tested this out and still released the footage where it wasn't great, wasn't a smooth ride, and got stuck multiple times. And again, we don't even know what the range is for off-road, because that's going to have a heavier toll on the vehicle being all electric and how it operates. So there are multiple issues here. There are so many better designs. I'm not a Ford fan, but I'll take an F-150 all-electric over this. Also, the range on the F-150 is better, and I'm not trying to sell a vehicle here. I'm not going to get into too many details there, but if he was trying to beat the F-150, the Cybertruck fails on so many levels. Like, it is laughable in that. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some details on what's going on there. If you have further questions, let me know. I definitely encourage you to check out Moles Are Cool. Again, I will tag him in this video, so you can go check out his videos. I highly encourage anybody who's curious about this to do so. I will be responding to some other videos here about the Tesla stuff, just to kind of get those taken care of, and I'll have more videos out after a while, probably related to Tesla stuff. I don't heavily cover the Tesla stuff, but I like to make a commentary on it. So again, thank you for your comment. I appreciate you wanting to know, and appreciate you staying civil in comments.